Hey guys, this is Mark Hagan again, and today I'm going to show you how to create a QR code with a logo inside of it. So we're going to build a little QR code generator. Actually, we're going to expand on what we did last week, which just generates a QR code. And we're going to allow our users to type in a URL, and then we're going to let them upload a logo, or whatever they want, and we'll merge the two images, putting the logo in the middle of the QR code so the QR code's still scannable. So just kind of create a more unique QR code. I thought it'd be something cool to do. Last time I was shooting the video, and I made a mention of it, and I've had a pretty positive response to it, so I figure we'll go ahead and make it. So let's just start with our last application. So we created this QR code, and it was really easy. So we're going to start with that exact same application. So I've got it pulled up here, and if you haven't already seen that video, just go to markhagan.me, and you can watch that video, and it only takes 8 minutes. It's a pretty easy project to build. And we're going to start with the same source code for that and just expand on it. So the first thing we need to do is kind of change what's going to happen here. So we know we need a couple of fields. We need a text box, and we're going to call that URL on that server. Alright, let's put a couple line breaks in here. And we know we need a file upload control. File upload, and we'll call that logo upload. Okay, and now we need a button. So throw some breaks in here, we'll create a button. And we'll call this create code, run at server, text is equal to create QR code. And let's go ahead and give this button an on-click event. Create code on click. And let's stub this guy out after we put a couple of breakpoints in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and stub this thing out. Whoops. Running the old application. Protected, void. And let's take the code that we did last time and take it out of the form load, because we don't want the QR code to render until we actually press the button. So we're going to use the same code, it's just we're going to modify it a little bit and make this a little bit easier. So the first thing we need to do here in the code is to delete the this hard-coded markhagan.me and change it to our url.text. That's that new text box that we created. And what else do we need to do? Okay, so the next thing we need to do is save the image that came out of our file upload control. So we need this logo upload. Actually, let's make a path variable. We know we're going to need this, right? I'm already tired of having to type this thing from the last time, so we'll call this path. Sorry about that, guys. Path. Create a string up here. Oops. There we go. Now to make that a little bit easier. Alright, so now we have this new path variable, which is handy. So now let's get our logo upload to save a file. So call save as. And we're going to call in our path plus logo upload.file name. And we're making a lot of assumptions here. You can tell I'm not doing any air handling or anything. If you were going to do this in a production environment, you're going to want to air handle, and you're going to want to check file types and things like that. You're not just going to let anybody upload anything to your server. It's probably not a good idea. But for the simplicity of this video, we're just going to leave it as straight up, assuming they've uploaded a file and making a lot of assumptions, making sure that it's a valid file. So we've saved it. Now we need to load it in. So we need to do system. Actually, I don't remember what it's called. You guys already know how this goes. You've seen my videos enough to know that I don't really pre-build these things. I just kind of do them while I'm thinking about it, because it's something that I think is fun. So what do we need? We need an image, which is going to be typed system drawing image, because we don't want the image control. And we'll call that logo is equal to system drawing image dot from file. Here we go. Path plus, and then we're going to pass in our logo upload dot file name. Just load this file in that we just created. Well, that was easy. I kind of expected it to, throw all kinds of squigglies at me and let me know how big of a mistake I made there. So now we have reference to both our images. We've got the image that we encoded the URL with, and then we have this image that we just uploaded, assuming it was an image. The next thing we're going to do is compute the alright, so we're going to make the assumption that the logo is like 100 by 100 pixel or something like that. So we want this encoder image to actually be a little bit bigger than normal. Encoder dot, how do we do that? So I'm going to do error correct mode equals H. This is a alright, so I didn't really explain this last time, but I kind of did. I hinted at it, but H gives us 30% error correction. Basically, it says if 30%-ish of the image is jacked up for some reason, it'll still render. So it's creating more repeats of the data, and that's what we want for this because we are going to be replacing the center of it. And we're also going to do the encoder dot, and I read this online, I think, a couple days ago. Here we go. Scale, we'll set that to, I don't know, we'll try 10. And if 10 is too small, we'll go bigger. Might be too big, too. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see. Alright. So the scale is going to be our size of the QR code. And I don't really know what those values represent. I just know it's an integer. So we'll figure that out as we go. Alright, so we've got our two images, which is exciting. Next thing we need to do is create a graphics object. We'll call it G is equal to graphics.fromImage, and we're going to pass in the original image. This is the QR image. This is basically saying here's our starting image. So we'll do img. And then we're going to do a computation for where the logo is going to go inside the image. So basically we need the XY axis. So we'll do int left is equal to img.width divided by 2. Put that in parentheses because we're going to do a little bit more math on that. And then we're going to subtract the logo dot width divided by 2. And that's going to give us our left axis. So then we're going to do int top is equal to img.height divided by 2 minus logo.height divided by 2. So this should give us a centered image. We're going to hopefully be uploading a square, although that may not necessarily be true, but either way it'll be centered. So now when we do our g dot, what is it, draw image, alright, and we're going to pass into this the specific image that we want to draw into our already existing IMG that we loaded, right? So we know that this is logo, and to logo we want to pass in a new point, and we want to pass in our, let's see, there we go, X first, so our left and top variable. And then we want to save the image, which we already had from the previous example, and then we want to set the QR image URL equal to that newly saved image. So very easy stuff, if it works, and I've been tricked before, and you guys know that. So let's run this and see what we've got so far. We may have some errors to correct, but it could be okay. Alright, so this is going to be our URL box. How awesome of me not to put anything in there. Do my URL again. And then for this this example, I just found a logo for NASA. Awesome. And this is just, I just did a Google search for NASA and found it on Wikipedia. It's just a transparent GIF of the NASA logo. And then we click Create QR Code, and holy crap, it worked the first time. So that's awesome. Let me hang on here. Let me get my phone out and make sure that this guy is actually going to work. And wow, okay, so that was awesome. It actually worked first try, and it did pick up markhagen.me. So you guys have now seen how to create your own QR code, and now you can expand on that and upload an image to put into the middle of the QR code automatically. So you could do this to build your own little web app so that people can do this on their own. You know, you could do this as just like an assist tool if you had a whole bunch of logos you needed to put on QR codes for some reason. Or maybe you build an application and you always want to watermark it, right? Anytime you have a QR code come out of your application, and you could do that with this. So it's pretty cool. As long as you don't cover up, these key points here, the squares that you see, and you have enough repeat on and you don't cover up too much of the data, you'll be in good shape. So I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with for uses for this. And if you need any help, make sure you let me know. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit up markhagen.me if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.